Now all Caleb can think about is Dune and Star Wars.
Hello, everyone. We are live on the internet, and this week my microphone is broadcasting to Twitch.
Woo! Dope.
So welcome to episode 55 of Beneath the Tide.
So many episodes.
It is, so many. That's like a year and a bit.
5 times longer than City Below.
Very
No.
much so.
Almost. Two?
No.
2 times.
Sort, whatever. Math.
I don't know. Yeah.
So, some announcements before we begin. Last week's episode, you can catch it as a 5-minute recap on the YouTube channel and in our podcasts. And yeah, there you go, because I was not going to
Technical difficulties.
dub 3 hours of improv and try to make it match up what everyone else said. So, not doing that. What else? If you check out Monstrosities on Podbean, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, you can listen to our backlog of Demystifying DMing and our backlog of Beneath the Tide. Any updates for Demystifying DMing?
I know what the next episode is going to be, just not when it's going to be, but I can tell you that it's going to be Know Thy Magic.
Know Thy Magic. Is that for DMs?
For DMs, yes, because for the DMs, because it's important to know not only what magic is available to the players and what things they're going to be able to do, especially at a given level, but also what magic is available to you as a DM, because there are a lot of spells that are pretty much they're pretty much actually useless for players. And really from a design perspective, it makes sense for they would be excellent for a DM. It's one of those things where it's like, this is incredibly situational and would take way too long to set up. But someone who like has time and lives somewhere or like is in charge of security for a bank might use it.
Alrighty.
Garrett, what are you doing?
I'm trying to do the recap.
We found the video settings, folks. It's a
awesome. So yeah, stay tuned for Demystifying DMing. Sam does a good job. And speaking of Sam, hopefully Soldiers of the Lich Queen this weekend.
That's the plan. Took Easter off because, you know, holidays.
Easter. Alright, so when we last left off, you guys took care of a man who formed out of a piece of meat that was in a jar.
Didn't we all?
Didn't we all? And realistically, that's it. That's generally what happened. You took care of a guy who grew out of a jar, who turned out to be a younger version of Baxter, Ornstein von Huxley IV, which is very strange. Don't know why that happened. Let's find out. Also, you guys went to see the Golden Fork, went to see the healers in Salzspitze, and spoke to Daedalus, the Grand Healer. And he basically tried healing the Fungal Lich's heart, even though warning it might not be the best idea, and citing that whoever stabbed the heart was probably on the right track. Which is always fun. And he basically said it was probably for the best if the heart does not get healed, but decided he would do it anyway. And warned that the chances of it actually working were pretty slim, and there was a chance that the heart could just wither and die. So he began casting the Hollow spell, or some other spell, whatever spell you want it to be, on the Fungal Lich's heart, and said it would take until the next morning. So, you all went to your chambers that were acquired for you in the Golden Fork, and slept the night away, undisturbed for most of you, who usually see things when you sleep. And Henry and Carnifex were, for the first time in a while, maybe, were unattached.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of other fun stuff happened to people. Come the morning, Baxter woke up before everybody else, realizing possibly who he was, and headed to his shop in Salzspitze, and noticing that things were different since he's been here last, and headed to the Opulent Opal to find it under the care of someone else. And after some revelations, the individual, Lee, revealed to Baxter that, well, that he was about 176 years later, and some things have changed since then. And confused and whatnot, he was given his supplies, a book and a robe, and some other items that we discussed after the game, and made his way back to the group the Golden Fork as they were just about to be taken to Daedalus' office to speak of what had happened and everything, and revealed that I'm getting ahead of myself. Baxter showed up, and everyone realized who he was, seeing him all groomed and cleaned and taken care of. Realized that he was a younger version of the man that at least, how many? 2 of them had met previously at the shop known as Friends, and he had given them the Void Maw and the bottle to sort of mess around with the Void Maw, among other things, and realizing, hey, this guy looks younger than the one we know, blah, 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 a lot of weird stuff. It's weird. And they were then interrupted by one of the healers of the Golden Fork and were brought to Daedalus' office to reveal a withered and dead, completely dead heart of the Fungal Lich, and said that the ritual has failed, basically, and chances of the Fungal Lich being healed was most likely impossible. But he said there may be some options just in case. One of the options was to offer up a willing heart to where the Fungal Lich's body resides to make a new Fungal Lich, or go to where the Fungal Lich's original life body was born, and he hinted at the original Fungal Lich was a creature known as a pit fiend, and may have possibly have had different iterations throughout his life, one being Portobellum that Baxter mentioned, or Daedalus mentioned, but Baxter also mentioned. Well, no, Baxter learned from Daedalus. Holy moly, time travel, maybe. And the party did not exactly decide which course of action to take, but Daedalus told Leah she ate one of the fruits from the tree down there, that a process may have already started. One he was not too knowledgeable about, but curiosity has taken the better of him, and he's curious to see how that may play out for certain individuals. That said, the party decided to make their way out of Salzspitze to go to Rotterstein village to find the Lord of Shape's den and scoop up some treasure on that map, basically going to complete Noose's original goal for coming to this continent. Going to this treasure den and see if it's worth it to go there, and all this other fun stuff. And before they left, Daedalus told them that they should go to the stables outside of town, or outside of the spire, and speak to the stable owner, who would give them free land tortoises to use to kind of cross the continent with, and explain that these aren't exactly what they would have in mind, and that the native term, not the native term, but the common term for them is land tortoises, but they have a different name, because that's where I cut off last time, and he said that these were called tortelodons.
Ooh.
And they are incredibly quick little turtle creatures. And we are going to pick up with you all leaving the Golden Fork. So that's where we left last session when I got cut off so rudely. So yeah, you guys are all grouped together and you're leaving. You're heading towards the exit of Salzspitze.
Well, is there anything that we need to pick up before we head out?
You have visited my shop, yes?
Yes, but a lot of your merchandise is a little bit out of our price range, unfortunately.
I would probably assume so, yes.
I mean, really, like, how much, what did I spend on a potion? It was, what, like 750 gold pieces for a greater healing potion? I mean, that's outrageous. Like, what's the inflation rate? Supply and demand. I want to see some graphs. I want to see some charts on that.
Monkfish kind of speaks up. That actually seems pretty accurate for a potion.
In my defense, I have not ran the shop in over 160 years, I guess.
No, I'm just a little miffed. I'm not used to actually paying for things. I'm used to just taking what I want when I can. Life of a thief.
Oh. And he just kind of steps back.
And Monkfish is going to turn to Baxter and go, so, like, what's your purpose? What do you do? Are you a killer, murderer?
None of those things. None of those. I have helped some bounty hunters in the past, but purely out of goodwill and the betterment of the society that I live in.
Yeah, but like, what do you do?
What do you mean?
Say we come across like a killer, murderous animal and it attacks us.
Well, you should run.
Great.
But, like, do you use physical tactics? Are you more of a spellcaster?
I prefer to keep my distance.
As in ranged weaponry, like
I-
bows and pistols, or
Most
magic?
of the things that happen, to me, just happen to me, and I react. There's not really any skill.
Oh, so you're like Henry here. He doesn't have much skill either. He just kind of is.
Well, Henry
Well,
has his thing.
I think I am quite skilled in the arts of, legal matters and paperwork and things of that sort of nature.
But it's really Carnifex who does, like, the heavy
Yeah,
lift.
it's Carnifex, yeah.
Damn straight
Yeah.
it is.
But yes, I do have a few nifty tricks, but they're just little tricks. For instance, and he just says this in Ogden Boon's head. Thank you again for taking care of me in my vulnerable state. And he says that into Ogden Boon's head.
So are you going to do anything, or are you just going to stand there silently?
Oh, right. And he says that inside Eclipse's head.
So you're like Ogden. I mean, Leah can also do that too, but
Oh, so you're like
Ogden
the new
also does.
Ogden.
yeah.
Nice.
I mean, no, nobody's
Oh, wait,
the new.
that's not what I meant.
Nobody's the new Ogden. Ogden is his own man. He's a very valuable member of our Council of Captains. He's the
I'll be old Ogden. Old things are great.
I mean, I just
He's an
don't.
archaeologist. That does make sense.
I just didn't want you to take it in a bad way, Ogden. Okay?
Oh, I'm gonna live for a long time. Being old is awesome.
Well, wait a second. Where are you from? Baxter, right?
Yes.
Jari, Nugget. What do you want us to call you?
Jayan.
Baxter is fine.
You know, I was really fond of the
Or
nickname
Mr.
Jayan.
Huxley.
Jayan was a good one, Ash. That was good.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I think about how I had carved in JN on the bottom of the little totem that I made him. It was like,
Hmm. You are quite the sort, aren't you? What is your goal here in this area? I heard you speak of treasure.
Well, as the Mapton, I feel like that's Ogden's purview to explain.
is it syllabus itinerary time? Is that what this is?
I think so.
Okay, all right. Everybody, gather around. We'll huddle as we walk. Great. Okay. Good. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. So first off, we should all be aware that time is important. How much time it takes us to do things. We're gonna get on some land turtles. I gotta tell you, it seems a little bit suspect, but here we go. Land tortoises, and we're gonna make our way quickly to check out and see if we have any treasure, because treasure goes by many names.
Mhm.
There's any extra treasure, and we're gonna see if that helps us. Then we're going to try and restore heart later. But so it's treasure first, new ship up north, then ship back to here, then back to the heart. It seems a very roundabout. I'll be honest. When I charted this out, but I think that is the most efficient way to have good gains.
So Baxter,
Yeah.
when Ogden was pointing out on that map, he was pointing to a fairly familiar location, the Lord of Shape's Den in Roderstein Village, and one of the last adventures, he'd probably remember at least, was going into the Lord of Shape's Den, fighting the Lord of Shapes, and seeing Gundar get killed by it. And I just realized something. I'll message you it. But that's probably one of the last adventures you remember with that group.
Yes. Does Baxter know how fast these things go?
A little faster than a horse.
Okay. So, like, does that mean I just have some, like, steed type things that I can do?
Yeah.
So
Well, they're about 80 feet.
Okay. Cool. Yes, I have been there before. We rode there on a flying ship thing. One of Gundar's.
Ships can fly now? That sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm amazed they can float in water, let alone fly.
Yes, we have those. They've been around for a while. I suppose when your entire economy is built off of sea piracy, don't tend to branch out, maybe?
And considering when you can get anywhere swiftly on a regular boat is fine. You don't really need flying ships. But it would be cool to have one. And Eclipse just goes into like a cloud imagination scene of her captaining, standing on the front of a ship, of a flying ship.
Yes, well, we should look out for... Do any of you have silver on you?
As in coin?
Yeah, oh, well, coin, weapons.
I have a silver paring knife.
Well, you see, one of my friends happens to be a werewolf. And she's in that area.
Didn't we cure her?
Not that he remembers.
But Baxter doesn't know that.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like I thought it was like a
20 years
Oh
later.
no, that's right, because that was
20
the
years
20
later.
years later. That's right. That's right.
Oh, I have some silver plates that we could fashion into weapons.
Yes, I don't know how things have gone since then. We may be exposed to more. But
I think my
who knows
pike here
what's
has
happened.
was it?
Sorry.
I think my pike here has is better. It does good against shape changers, so that might help.
Oh.
Warweaver, advantage on attacks against shapeshifters.
No.
Does it count for werewolves, though?
Werewolves count as shape changers, which is why lycanthropes are immune to polymorph.
Yep.
They just change back.
Nice.
So, like,
Well,
do you know anything about this place we're going to?
I know a bit. I got a ritual book from there one time, and there was... I believe the town was full of cannibals. Who knows what's happened in, 100 years or so. Could be unrecognizable.
cannibals.
Could be.
Hmm? Yes.
Well, the sooner we get there, the sooner we'll know what we're going into. So let's just get our land tortoises and be on our way.
Yes, that sounds like the next step.
Right. So based on how long you guys have been walking and talking, you do get to the front gates of Salzspitze, and one of the guards kind of turns and just kind of looks, and looks like right at Baxter and goes, "You look a lot like the mayor."
Mayor? Thank you.
Very similar chin and jawline and face.
Sorry, we're new in town. What's the mayor's name?
Baxter Ornstein von Huxley IV.
Ah.
Are you like his grandson or something? He looks much older than, he's much older.
Yes.
He's balding a little bit.
Old Tabaxi, yeah. Really balding. Oh, that's rough.
And we don't like it, but he always walks around with his handler. Well, not a handler, I wouldn't say, more like his number 2, the deputy mayor, big gray toad thing.
What's that?
He calls it Copernicus. I think it's one of those death sloths.
Oh. Well, I don't know. Don't know. Must be a coincidence or long lost cousin or something.
Okay. He looks like the other one. Told you. You owe me 10 gold. Alright. And they kind of just open the gates. Have fun. Why would you tell them to have fun? That's such a weird thing to say.
Alright, you too!
Say hi to Zycaramus for me.
Oh, we will.
Isn't Zycaramus the one whose, relative just died or something?
Yes, that's correct.
I was saying that to Ogden as we were leaving. I was, saying that to them.
We hear all...
No, in Silgar, you're supposed to just carry on, because there's a cultural belief that if you mourn too long, you become dead as well.
The gates open, however.
That sounds ridiculous.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
For everyone but Baxter and not even Leah, actually, because she lived underground the entire time. For the first time ever, the doors swing open, and you all see winter, snow just coming down, covering the ground, and it's cold. Oh yes, happy Weihnachten Eve, the guard says. You guys kind of...
Thank you. You too.
Not exactly dressed for the weather, are you?
Oh, no. And Baxter will touch his coat, and it'll change into, a wool parka.
Yeah.
Ogden Boon is going to run back inside and do that cool running scene where he puts every stitch of clothing on him.
Okay.
So now I've got the really bright robes on the outside of the really dark robes.
Well, Ogden would be used to cold because desert continent. So when it's nighttime, it gets unbearably cold. But you've never seen snow before.
Yeah, so it's just kind of.
Eclipse just kind of pulls her giant samurai armor in closer.
Does having resistance to cold damage make you more comfortable in cold weather? Yeah. Okay, so Ash is what's the big deal? I don't.
It's
well then.
Snowing.
Right.
I suppose Ogden Boon would be in the same situation because I have that cold staff.
Yeah.
Oh hey. Yeah. Ash and Ogden are I don't get it. Why y'all bummed? Henry is doing it. Henry's taking out his traveler's clothes and just layering them on top.
You guys watch Baxter kind of just touch his robes and they form into a parka.
Well, that seems a little excessive, but all right.
Do you have a second one of those?
We have fur.
No.
Well, I don't. But
I got a second set of gloves if you want to use them, Eclipse. My hands are actually pretty sweaty, so.
Here, have my sweaty gloves.
Your hands are freezing.
And just like a couple paces to the left, you guys see this massive stable, like large, bigger than any stable you've ever seen, and kind of like eating the snow is a massive turtle. It looks like it can fit 3 people per one of these tortoises. Or sorry, 4 people per one of these tortoises, and they're huge. They're about the size of a small house, and they stand about 20 feet tall. Not 20 feet tall. Sorry, 15 feet tall, and about 20 feet long. And they're kind of like a long, lanky turtle, but they've got massive shells, and like bony armored plates, kind of covering their skin. They look like ankylosauruses, but turtle-like. And their tails they have 2 kind of tails, and they're both very hairy, the tails. And kind of sticking out from under like the bone plates are little tufts of fur. So you look like big hairy turtles, mixed with like ankylosauruses, and they're just kind of eating like the grass that's underneath the snow, just like. And there's like a little kobold sitting on a stool. He's got no legs, and he's just like, yes, 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 eat, eat, eat.
Oh, hello, friend.
Oh, hello.
What happened to your legs?
Oh, I don't know. I have prosthetics and I lost them.
Oh, that's a shame.
Don't worry. And he touches himself and he levitates off the stool and turns to look at you.
Excellent. Would you allow us to rent some steeds?
Oh, of course. If you don't have a reference, they're 10,000 gold each. But if you do, they're free.
Well, Daedalus sent us.
He narrows his
For
eyes
these.
at you and kind of levitates towards you, floating towards you, and kind of like hovers up to your eyesight and just looks right in the eyes. And his eyes kind of flash purple for a second. He's like, I'm going to read your thoughts to see if you're telling the truth.
I'd appreciate it if you didn't.
Whose thoughts can I read?
Ogden Boon encodes thoughts from that moment and pulls it out.
The little
You can-
albino kobold floats towards you now. Just
I thought it was a goblin.
nice kobold.
Oh, sorry.
There you go, my kobold friend. Let me just.
And he's wearing like nothing suited for the winter, but he seems perfectly fine. And he's like, okay. And he grabs it and goes, okay, 2. You get 2.
Well, that is the exact number we were looking for.
Yeah, they look slow, but they're really fast.
So we've heard.
They're carnivorous. And he just kind of, and well, they eat grass too, so they're omnivorous. And he kind of floats towards one of them and kind of leads the 2 that are outside grazing over to you guys. And they kind of have like seats kind of like built in, not seats, saddles and seats kind of strapped along the shells, and like each of these tortelodons, we don't have the stat blocks for yet, I'm going to make those tonight, have huge like chests kind of strapped on the back as well. So those chests, you can store things in there. You can store up to 400 pounds in the chest. No, that's wrong. 1,200 pounds in the chest. And you can fit, as you can see, 4 people per tortoise.
Oh.
Now, someone does need to sit where the reins are, because you do have to steer it, and so it's recommended you know how to, control mounts, and you've ridden them before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do any of you
As you would
do you have any
expect.
experience with land animals, beasts of burden, horses?
Ogden, he is really good with chymals.
Have you heard of the Chymals of Silver?
Yeah,
Fair.
tortelodons like to eat them.
Oh,
I import chymal meat from Silgar sometimes and feed it to the tortelodons.
just trying really hard to not have a teardrop.
Just gonna pat Ogden's shoulders like, it's okay, buddy. It's
Did
okay.
I say something?
No, cultures are different.
Okay. All right, so this one, he points to like a kind of like turquoise colored scaled one.
Ooh.
This one's called magenta. Now I know that's weird based on the color scheme.
Is there another explanation for the name?
Nope.
Just an odd color choice for an oddly colored creature?
That's very rude.
I
What
did
do you
not
expect
mean.
my name? What do you think my name is?
Midnight.
No.
Zip.
No. So this other one,
No.
and he leads one out that's kind of got like red. It's got like reddish brown, kind of burgundy-ish scales. This one is called Seafoam.
All right. Good names. Good names.
But they're really stupid animals. So they don't even know their names, so it doesn't really matter what you call them. But they're yours to have on rental while you're here on the continent. They don't do so well on the open ocean, so they can't exactly travel. They may look like turtles, but they can't swim.
That's fair.
They just sink.
All right. Good to
And
know.
they weigh each about 10,000 pounds. Any questions?
Dense.
What happens if we come to a river?
Depends how deep it is.
Friends don't let friends ford the river.
You see how tall they're? They're only like 15 feet tall. So as long as it's not
Oh, yeah,
less
yeah.
than 15 feet deep, then, well, that should be fine.
Perfect. All right. Wondrous.
Yes, Mr.
I was just gonna say, Ash is in the back of the group, rummaging through his pack this whole time, and because like periodically brushing snow out of his hair until he finally pulls out the rainbow parasol. And just
Interesting. All right, well. If you try stealing them, I'll hunt you down and kill you. What else? Oh,
Yes, what is the return policy? How long do we have to rent these?
a month.
Okay.
If they die, you owe me the gold for them. Which, what I say was again?
100 gold?
No, that's not right. I'll double check my records. So, also,
Not even a persuasion
No.
check?
he's got the
All right.
records in the back. One second, and he floats over to another, back into the stable and brings out 2 large burlap sacks that are just red and dripping. He's dragging them, and you guys would know kobolds aren't exactly strong, but he seems to not have any issues just keep dragging these. Okay, so,
which is especially impressive given the lack of legs.
yes. In this one, he opens the left one, and he shows you guys just entrails upon entrails upon entrails. Food. And this one, vegetation food. Don't worry, they can get their water from the vegetables in here. There's lots of very wet vegetables. And he ties the burlap sacks up, and he kind of just, without issue, just ties the meat sack to ties the meat sack to seafoam, and then ties the vegetables to magenta.
Well, we best be off.
He closes his eyes for a second.
I look around to
Closes
the
his
rest of
eyes
the
for a second. Okay, Daedalus told me your names, so.
Wonderful.
Beautiful. Wondrous.
Well, let's go.
Eclipse is going to start climbing on
Very easy to climb
to
up.
seafoam.
There's lots of bone things growing out, so you can easily just climb up. Who's steering
Yeah.
seafoam?
Really should not be me.
I've got a map, so I'll volunteer to navigate anyone who wants to steer one. Aaliyah, this is your zone, area, place. You have any?
Wasn't it Baxter's too?
Have you? Is this where you're from, Baxter?
Well, yes.
Oh, we've got 2 people with home field advantage. That seems natural. Do you feel comfortable with animals, Baxter?
Sure.
Your confidence speaks volumes. Do you feel any specific confidence, Leah?
Oh, I'd be more than happy to drive the seafoam for you,
Oh,
Ogden.
1 second.
Not for me, for
Real
everyone.
quick, I forgot to mention, I don't want them to eat you. Make sure it trusts you before you get on.
Shit.
So what you want to do is, he sees Eclipse like climbing up it. Don't move a muscle. Eclipse, I need a dexterity saving throw.
Coming up. Alright. 21.
It bucks you off and you land in the snow.
Oh.
But it doesn't hurt or anything. It just kind of, poof, you disappear in a snowbank. And he's like, yeah, so make sure they trust you before you get on them. The way to do that is this. And he floats over to the words like the meat one and pulls out like a piece of meat. And it kind of like scritches under the chin of one of the tortellodons and it goes, "Rrr," and it just, this long like frog-like tongue comes out and like goes around the piece of meat and just pulls it in. And he's like, just like that. Okay, good luck. And he floats back into the stable. So, who is going to be trying to steer Seafoam, the red tortellodon?
Leah will steer him.
All right, so what are you doing?
She's gonna go and grab like find a snack or like grab a tuft of grass, like dig in the snow, grab some grass and hold it out towards Seafoam. Be like, hey bud.
Animal handling check.
$21.
Tongue comes out, wraps around the grass, and he just goes, and then seems to relax a little bit.
Oh, aren't you so nice, Seafoam? Then she'll like kind of like give a little scratch under the chin and then climb up.
Okay, so you climb up and get into the first kind of seat where the reins are. Who is steering Magenta, the turquoise tortellodon?
Baxter starts casting Phantom Steed.
Okay. That lasts an hour, right? It's going to
Yeah.
take longer than that to get to your destination, so you're going to have to re-up it a couple times.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's steering Magenta?
Well, gosh, if no one else wants to steer it, I mean, I don't mean to put pressure on you, Ash, but as the captain of the mast and kicking ass, I think you'd want to steer a animal. I don't know what I don't want you to feel uncomfortable though.
I feel like steering a ship and steering a giant tortoise, not the same thing.
I see what I did. Yeah, I see it now.
Ship's never tried to eat me. Never been on that one captain ship that eats people, but if I were, I probably wouldn't try and steer it.
Yeah, that's fair. I see it now. I see what I did now. Yeah.
Oh, I'll do it.
Eclipse pops her head out of the snow. Thank you for your service. And starts brushing snow out of her fur.
Bag with what looks like a heart and just goes, oh, gross. All right, here you go. And he like starts scratching under the chin. Okay. There's a little hesitation from the tortoise that kind of looks at him and goes like a and like steam comes out of its nostrils and he's just like, oh, okay. And then it just takes the heart. No tongue comes out. It just reaches forward and just the heart, and he's just like, oh, okay.
Keep your palms flat, monkfish. Don't lose a finger.
He's like, wouldn't be the first time. All right. He gives a thumbs up and clambers on top and gets on the reins. There's like a little bit of movement from Magenta. She tries to like buck him off, but then she kind of relaxes, and he's like, "Okay, we're good to go. 3 more people can fit on, and 3 more people can fit on each of them."
I'll take the more agreeable, docile one. To Seafoam for me.
Okay.
Shall we lead, since Leah, you know the area a bit, and I've got the map. We'll maybe lead then.
That sounds like a great plan, Ogden.
So who's all getting on Seafoam then? The red tortoise. It's currently got Leah, Ogden. It can fit 2 more people.
Eclipse will hop on behind Ogden very timidly at first
Okay.
because she already got bucked off once.
You got no issues. Who is going to be else on that one? That leaves Henry and... Actually, it just leaves Henry and Ash.
Yeah, Henry is going to go on that one. Ash is going to go on the one with Monkfish.
Okay.
Bro squad.
And Joseph is still here.
Oh, Joseph is there! Oh no!
Wait, I thought Joseph was back at the ship.
We don't have a ship.
Nope. Oh,
No.
You're right. Is Bernard also here with us?
No, Bernard is with the stuff from the ship, I think.
Okay.
He left.
Joseph's going to go with
Yeah.
Ash.
All right, Joseph, coming up.
How?
Oh,
I can
well.
see
I just
everything.
lean down. I lean a hand down to
I
pull
can
him up.
see everything.
We can see clearly now the snow has
And
come.
they're just sitting, the tortoises are just sitting there waiting for any sort of direction.
Yeah, I think it's over this way, right? Ogden, Mr. Boon.
That is what that's what my map says. So giddy up.
Would 10 minutes have
Yeah.
passed? Okay, a horse-like creature appears, but this one doesn't have like a muzzle. Instead, it's like kinda horse-like, but with like tentacles around its mouth.
That's gross.
Gross.
And the tortelodons are just still sitting there waiting for any sort of direction.
Well, if you feel confident going out there, BVH, go ahead. We'll follow your lead.
All right. Well, I don't have the map, but going off of memory and direction here, I think it's that way. And he'll just start at a trot.
Okay, Monkfish snaps the reins, and Turquoise kind of bucks a little bit, like goes up on 2 legs, just. So that's Monkfish, Ash, and Joseph. They're like, "Ugh!" They hold on pretty well, and then Magenta drops, and then just easily keeps up pace with this horse. Just. What about the other tortoise?
Leah just kind of like caringly like rubs her head and just like, all right, Seafoam, let's go, girl. Then takes the reins.
And both of these massive turtles are keeping up, well, tortoise-like creatures, are keeping up with Baxter aboard this phantom steed. You guys are on the road, and it's snowing. And you can see that you're heading off in the direction through these open plains currently. A lot of flat land, and there's like fields of like wheat that's surprisingly growing in the snow. But Baxter, you know, winter wheat. That's what it's called. It grows all year round, but specifically grows the best in winter. And you guys are kind of cutting through this path, this road that's made through the fields, and heading towards a massive forest that spans half the continent in the distance, the Goliocran Forest, that Baxter and I think... No, Baxter would know that it is supremely haunted and full of just nightmarish creatures. And
Not just a little haunted. Supremely haunted.
haunted.
Can't get much more haunted than that.
Baxter will be like, alright, don't go there. That's bad.
Well, you have to cut through the forest.
Oh.
Yeah,
You have to.
it spans the entire horizon.
Oh. Why did I do this?
Don't worry, it's been, what, 176 years, you said?
Yes.
Maybe it's not as haunted as you remember?
Definitely. In my experience, it's the more you let a ghost fester, the less aggressive it gets for sure. Oh
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Ogden like a little punch in the, like a little soft tap in the kidney, like, shut up!
My bones.
What's the worst that can happen? We're gonna get ghosts in our blood? Let's go.
Yeah. Let's. I think we can really. Leah, I've got the map secure. Everybody, are we all buckled in? Let's open up the throttle on these tortellodons.
Yeah, Baxter will pick his up to 100 feet.
All right, the tortellodons will be 20 feet behind because they have a max of 80.
Okay. Well, I won't. I won't. Okay, I'll go 80 to just, be in front of people, but also like, yeah.
Okay. You guys, the tortellodons are going full speed, and it's quick. It's like, and with every kind of like footfall, there's like trembles up through it, and you can feel like your teeth like shaking in your jaws.
Oh, you pretty chitty bang, we love you. Here we go now.
Ah, there's the consulate.
Chitty bang bang, loves us too. Yeah, bye. Anyway, we're on chitty chitty weedy pen. Bang bang, chitty bang bang.
Meanwhile, Baxter's ride is silky smooth.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. Justin, how big did you say their backs were?
They're like 20 feet long.
Okay, as we get started, like bouncing along, Ash just reaches into his pack, pulls out the portable hole, and just lays it out on top of theirs. And then is gonna hop down inside, and it's an extra dimensional space, so it doesn't move.
Nice. Did you dump all the gross stuff out?
Yeah, that happened like 2 years ago.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's probably.
It's had time to dry out. Yeah.
In there still.
We need to get some furniture in here. This is like we could. Oh, what if we like? Oh, we could put furniture in here, and if Ogden put the thing, the dome thing on it, then it just like covers the top. Oh, that'd be perfect.
I hear what you're saying. Man space.
And as you guys are like going down the road, this kind of individual dressed in like heavy like winter gear. Well, Ash doesn't see this, but an individual covered in heavy winter gear rides by on a horse with like a cart pulled behind him, and in the cart was like barrels of what look like alcohol. And he's like, he just nods you all go past and goes, good morning.
Oh,
Morning. Happy white
Bye.
Baxter will flag people to slow down a bit, and he like pulls out a flask and it's empty. What do you have for sale there?
Bringing it to Salzspitze to the inn and the other taverns. Not exactly selling any of this, but I could say I got mugged on the road.
No, that's fine. You wouldn't happen to have any nip of anything in there, would you?
Oh yeah, I always have my road flask. And he kind of like reaches down between his legs and pulls up this like water skin. Look at this.
What you got there?
Rum.
Oh. It's rum, fellas. Okay. Well, good luck on your travel.
But I got another one.
Should be fine.
So this is for the road. This one's for leisure. And he pulls up another water skin, and it stinks. You can smell it, like, where you are. And it kind of smells like musk. This is a yak piss. I let it sit for a long time, and it makes, like, me feel good when I drink it. Like, hallucinogenic, maybe.
Baxter gets back on his mount and starts to slowly get going again. Well, good luck.
Anytime. Yeah, thank you. And he looks at everyone else and kind of lifts it up. Any interest?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. No, I'm quite good, thank you.
Yeah, I think we're good, thank you.
All right.
Have a good rest of your trip.
Thank you. Have fun. Be safe.
You too,
It
sir.
just keeps going.
I should have known the best brandy in Salzspitze is just made in Salzspitze itself, so... Oh well.
Local breweries always got one up on everyone else.
Yeah.
And you guys keep going down the road.
Let's keep going.
And it stops. You guys there starts to be like a descent, and the flat kind of plain-like land kind of dissipates, and you start going through like farmland that's kind of rugged, full of hills. You see farmhouses all the way, and there's people kind of in the winter. They're kind of like cleaning off their houses, like shoveling snow. So there's clear paths and everything. They see you all passing, and they go, and they just wave. You're passing through like a little hamlet. And...
I think it was a good decision to come with you. I believe staying in Salzspitze I would have had to have asked or answered a lot of complicated questions.
Yeah, what did they say about you being the mayor?
I don't know. You probably would know more than I. As I understand it, you know me? My older self?
We've met once or twice, but like, you were very hidden about the details, like kept to yourself on personal details mostly.
That sounds like me.
Yeah. It was a little annoying.
Speaking of difficult questions, we will at some point, if you're going to be with us for a while, we will have to have a sit-down chat with you, the Zone of Truth style, and really,
Oh, well, why not right now?
We are...
Ash?
What's up?
Do you have any more... sorry, Eclipse, you were saying something.
Oh, no, I was just going to call Ash. You can do it.
No, let's do it together. Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Ash!
Yeah, what's up? Ash's head just pokes up from the back of. You're like, look over, you don't see him, and then his head just pops up from inside the tortoise's back.
Probably the ridge. Roger Rabbit. No,
yeah.
no, Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, the ridges probably make it hard to see the hole.
We're in need of your Zone of Truth trick over here.
If you've got the charges for it.
Oh yeah, I've got plenty. And if you wanted to, if whoever wanted to come in here, that way, technically this is stationary, so the zone we wouldn't like leave the zone behind. We could Zone of Truth on the go.
How many people can you fit in there?
It's a pretty big hole. How big is?
10.
Let me remind myself
Like
the size.
10 foot.
I think it's 10 feet across.
So like 4 people in there?
Probably
4 or
pretty.
5?
Yeah. Where'd it go?
So do we stop at the edge of the forest and do a little
6 feet in diameter, 10 feet deep.
Mm.
So 4 would be a little tight, but
yeah. So maybe why don't we just stop at the edge of the forest and do it?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
We can do that
I think
too.
We've got 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Just so we have like a good stopping point where we can like, take a rest.
Oh, my life is... I'm excited. Now I gotta see something real quick.
Just take a rest, maybe eat a snack,
Henry.
feed the
Mhm.
Turtelodons.
Does a natural 20 hit?
yeah, it does.
Oh.
You guys are just strolling along, you see this snowball just... scatter
Oh, dear.
across
Oh, I'm under
Henry's
attack.
face. And you see a little kid like peeking up from behind a snowbank, and he laughs and goes,
Oh my.
Henry, like, imagine like Henry's face is covered in snow. Cartoonishly, it starts to sizzle as his eyes turn red. He turns in that direction, and the chains pop up around his arm. Who threw that?
The kid screams, "Ah!" and runs away, just deeper into like the little hamlet that you guys are passing through.
Ogden Boon has Ghost lantern out and ghost hand and his regular hand full of snowballs. Like, ha! Oh.
All right, Ogden. It's all right. Sorry. Conifex beat you to it.
Next time.
No.
And as
Next
that,
time.
you guys keep going. Monkfish says, so like, what do you guys usually do for Wynocton, you know? It's Wynocton Eve, you know? Do you guys do anything special in your lives?
I mean, not really. I didn't really celebrate it growing up.
My family usually decorated the entire estate. We would hire servants to decorate the whole place. It would be all done up with garlands and decorations and candles and lights and tinsel and all the, you know, shiny fancy stuff, seasonal dinners, events I had to go to, all sorts of stuff like that. And then we'd exchange presents that no one really liked because we don't really know each other that well.
I mean, I only really saw the door wreath, and like even that was excessive some years.
I think they may have used up an entire tree just for the wreath. Like, it was enormous.
Yeah, it was taller than I was.
Well, less of a wreath, more of an archway, really.
Yeah.
I think it starts as my older brother told me that like it started as a wreath, but like gradually just got bigger and bigger every year until there was apparently one year where you couldn't get the door open because it opens inward. So it just didn't work anymore. So they just decided to finally just go all the way and make it into the archway.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What about Baxter?
You were saying Baxter?
Yes. I usually just attend one of the many galas for the well-to-do, make connections, whatnot. Pretty boring.
Yeah,
honestly.
sounds like it.
Yeah, did you ever go to any company parties, Henry? Any firm parties?
Oh yes, well, we usually have a holiday party at every year. You know, I've been known to try out the spiced eggnog, not the spiked eggnog, of course, but the spiced eggnog with a bit of cinnamon and nutmeg. Oh, it's very tasty.
So you're not celebrating it this year, then?
Oh well. I suppose I should have seen if they had the eggnog before we left town, now that I think about it.
I mean, probably in some of these little hamlets, maybe, and maybe where we're going.
That's true. I'll be honest, I haven't celebrated it for the past 2 years. That was me and my roommate there, not real big into gift exchange, I'm gonna tell you that much.
And then Monkfish kind of looks at Ogden. Do you celebrate it, you know, Silver? Yeah.
Well, when I was younger, we would have to attend political events and make sure that we all, smiled and showed our faces. But the last few years, out of habit, it's just been me and Mom will make a spice cake, and we'll just exchange small gifts and generally just read a nice book. Just spend some quality sitting time. It's what it's for. So it's a reason for the season. It's quality time. Leah, what's your you got a special?
Yeah, did you celebrate underground with all those things, zombies?
Well, what I used to do is every year in my Nocturne Eve, I would always make sure my cat's bell collar was always nice and polished to ring in the new year. It was always just so wonderful. Every eve we would do that, spend time together, give her a good brushing. I'd sometimes do things with my folks, but I was more invested in my cat. And when she passed, I'd always make sure that the one thing I always kept up was carving a snow shroom. You get a nice big block of snow and you'd make it into the best mushroom shape that you could. And we used to have competitions with my parents and her friends, but I haven't done that in such a long time. Maybe we could carve some snowshoes tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Is it later on in the evening? Has it started
to? You guys left in the morning.
Yeah.
Don't want to kill the moon or anything, but he kind of like just looks around. What do you guys think Noose is doing for Wynocton Eve? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think he did?
Maybe he's punching more people in the eye.
Did we?
You're still propagating that lie.
Justin, we were.
What's up?
We were. Ash, Eclipse, and Noose were all crew members on Iron Bull's ship for 6 months.
Yeah.
Would that 6 months have included a Wynocton? Oh, it was after that? Okay.
I don't think we ever spent a Wynocton together. Because we had that time jump when we went to the Feywild, and it had just passed when we all joined the Iron Bull's crew. So maybe he's thinking about his old clan back on Blake's Skull.
Maybe he's skidding something.
I don't even know if he celebrates it, to be honest. I don't know if that's a Pipshin
true.
holiday.
Do you guys want to
Well-
know what he would have done?
I think he would have made pranks for everyone.
He would have gotten
Bring
you
gifts.
a whole bunch of gifts that none of you wanted.
Yeah.
Monkfish just kind of leans back and goes, "My tradition
There he is.
was I would smoke lots of pipe weed and pass out."
Sounds very similar to my Wynoctons. I had alcohol instead of pipe weed.
What a depressing bunch.
I had really good parents. So, it's all fun.
Well, aren't you lucky?
I am
I
lucky,
think
actually.
most of us, our parents are dead, murdered by their own kin.
I
Dead.
Mine died of a sweet old age. They were lovely. But then they got revived as zombies and walking around and doing menial tasks for everyone. But that is kind of the norm, or was the norm in Salzspitze.
I got a fun game we can play while we're on this trek, if anyone's interested.
Sure.
Because if you think about it, we all don't really know each other that well. Right?
That's true, actually. Yeah, I don't even know what Ogden's favorite color is.
He does.
It's obviously
He
ruby
doesn't
red.
have one.
I have.
Is it? Oh, let me guess. Beige.
You'd be surprised. A lot of decorating, obviously, but no, it's lavender.
Oh, nice.
That fits. That makes sense. I can see that.
Mine
Yeah.
is.
It's a beautiful color.
Mine is taupe.
Oh.
I don't
That's
even know what
another
that
type-
looks like.
It's a type of beige.
Huh.
Ash, you rocking a favorite color?
Wait, is this the game?
I think it's blue.
No, this isn't the game. We don't really talk about stuff together, you know.
Carnifex, what's your favorite color, my man? Or my devil?
So, all right. The problem is, I don't think mortal eyes can see this color.
Oh.
So it's hard. I don't know how to describe color to you that you've never seen before.
It's a real Plato's Cave situation here.
I've never what?
Well, what's your second favorite color?
You know when like you have a rusty meat hook that's had like the rust and the blood kind of dries on it for a while, and like the rust and the dried blood kind of like mixed together, and like that like flaky stuff that powders off. Yeah, that color.
Oh yeah, blood powder. Oh yeah,
Well,
obviously.
blood and rust.
Rusty
but, like,
Oh,
rusty
blood
blood.
rust? Blood
Yeah,
rust.
blood rust. Yeah.
Interesting. Not surprising, but interesting.
Who's the oldest here?
I
Probably
think,
Henry. He looks like an old fuck.
I'm gonna say, yeah, Henry.
I,
Doesn't
I,
put you out or anything.
I
Call
think
you out.
technically speaking,
Well,
the mayor here is
Oh, that makes sense.
was born before me.
Baxter.
Ogden, you're touching your face. What are you trying to do?
oh, I think I'm the oldest, but I moisturize.
All right,
Moisturize
How
me.
old are you,
let's
Ogden?
go in a circle. I'm Monkfish. I'm 31.
I guess.
Where are we standing?
I guess technically I'm 28 now.
Huh.
The last birthday that I remember celebrating, I was 35.
And it's been 176 years, so you're like, damn.
Almost 200, over 200 years old. Happy 201st birthday, belated.
Damn.
It looks. Ogden, how old are you, handsome? Moisture.
Me? This old gem here.
Oh,
Well,
please, you never ask an elf his age. Just kind of teasing Ogden.
oh, behave. I am 61 years young.
Oh, that's pretty young for an elf.
Oh yeah, that would be flatterer.
I mean, it's true.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm gonna live forever.
Half elves are immortal like their parents, ish.
Oh no. But like I said, you gotta moisturize. It's a lot of cactus juice at night. I've got a cream I use.
Makes sense. Henry, you said how old you were before. You're like what? 59, 62, 37.
What? No, I'm 42.
Yeah, it's
You know, you carry a lot of your stress, Henry, and it shows.
I've been told that before. Yes.
Wait, hold on. Is this Dunk on Henry Day? Great.
I was actually going to ask about that ointment you mentioned. That sounds. Do you know where I could get some of that?
No. And I like palm it and I like slide it to him. We'll have to figure out, and I'll show you my technique.
Well,
Yeah, gotta brush out.
what about?
Out
What
and up.
about you?
Yeah.
You gotta
little-
cup it. Cup
little
it.
one?
Yeah.
Leah, how long you been kicking around this? I assume flat disc carried by a
Giant turtle. Yes, we all know.
yeah of course.
Turtles all the way down.
Hurrah.
How long you been orbiting the universe?
78 incredible years.
Oh, you gotta share some of that skin regimen. And then I take a look at her, and then I'm like, she's got what
Yeah.
deeply sunken eyes and
Like necrosis and like mushrooms.
yeah, that's nice. Okay. Yeah.
The key is a good night's rest, Ogden.
Oh yeah. Oh.
And maybe just a little necromancy here and there. And she like jokingly like smacks him on the arm.
You guys. Oh yeah, you guys are on the same. And then Monkfish goes, "What about Hole Man?
Sorry, what?
Ash.
Yeah.
How old are you? We're sharing personal details about each other.
Oh, I'm. Oh wait, hang on. I gotta add 2. I'll be turning, I think, 25 this year.
What the fuck?
Wait,
Oh.
Ash is the youngest?
Well, I am. I'm 12.
Boy.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, but counting the adults, Ash is the youngest.
Uh-huh. I caught up to you a little bit, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still technically 26. Like, on my timeline, but like in the world, I was born 28 years ago.
Well, no, you skipped 2 years. I caught up a bit, so we're almost the same age now.
Yeah, you guys did skip 2 years.
Yeah.
But I wasn't there
I
for
didn't.
it. But that makes sense.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that also means Ash was like 23 before the time skip.
Yeah.
Dang.
Ash's baby. We made the... No, Noose was also... I can't call Ash
Yeah,
the
Noose
baby
was like,
'cause-
yeah, we made like the youngest party members, the captains, like all Ash and then Noose and then Eclipse was also, but also
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I
Like-
suppose, like the three main original party members too.
Yeah.
We were just all the youngest.
And
Yeah, I was about to, like, I'd pretty much just been like living in my youth at home for a bit before certain incidents happened. I was about to actually like go out and basically get a job for the first time before the lightning thing happened,
I had a job.
and then
What was
I never
your...
have.
Oh. What was your job?
You
Okay,
know what my job was. You tried to rob my ship.
Yeah,
that's
he's a spice merchant sailor.
I'm sorry, semantic correction. We did rob your ship.
Oh, you did?
One of the only acts of piracy we've ever done.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, we bought lots of things, didn't we? No, we
Yeah.
No.
I
We lawfully
corrected.
traded goods and coin.
Yeah.
We
That was the
specifically
one that- yeah.
we specifically traded goods and services for gold and rubies. Oh, it all makes sense now. Oh, I got screwed on prices for so long.
Okay. And then he
Yeah.
kind of hits the tortoise again. The tortoise starts moving a little quicker.
Ash. Mr. Ash? Mr.
Yeah.
Do you have a last name?
Well, I do. It's a little complicated because my first name's not actually Ash. My last name's Montsosa.
Oh, that lovely wine.
Yeah, my family made that before I, was possessed and burned down all the vineyards. And killed my father. I don't know where the rest of my family is now that I think about it. I should probably figure that out.
Ooh. Hopefully-
Anyway, yeah, what's your question?
Well, you said that you were going to get a job before all this stuff happened. What were you going to be?
Oh, court diplomat.
It's a well-to-do profession, actually.
Oh yeah, I was about to set off for a voyage, pretty long one actually. I had stopped scheduled all around the way. I was supposed to visit a bunch of courts of nobility to find one that was a good match for me, and then I would basically just be a court noble in some other, royal or nobility hall, and just kind of be one of those people that stands there and engages in intrigue and shows up to parties and just has a last name that's important and is present in places.
That is all too familiar. It's quite a dark mirror, really.
But then my best friend and I were struck by lightning, and I couldn't get my face back.
Similar circumstances, indeed. Well,
Wait, like, really?
not quite, but those that have taken on certain lives have had a catalyst moment that spurs them on.
Were you looking for the word
Thanks.
catalytic?
Catalytic, thank you. So maybe that is.
I suppose that makes sense.
Question. What were all of yours?
Well, I was basically raised and trained to be a thief all my life. Doing what I do best. That wasn't until the man who trained me got corrupted by the thing that is trying to kill all of us, and probably now you, Baxter. Sorry.
Ooh. I
Yeah.
wonder if I'm here because you already succeeded.
Oh, great.
What do you know about Rakshasas? Might be helpful.
What does Baxter know about Rakshasas?
This Baxter? Not much.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, just... You could say nothing, because that, you know... Then I won't have
Or
to,
just
like,
that they exist.
guess what I know?
That they exist and what they are.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
I can show you now. You're going to be learning from a former crew member. It'll be a small goblin, and he'll be telling you exactly what a Rakshasa is. I put that into Baxter's head, and it's just Noose giving him a lowdown on what Rakshasas do.
Okay.
Okay.
If that's, I mean, like, isn't that like?
Yeah.
Oh, is this the little person you've mentioned before?
Oh yeah, the eye puncher. So I call him now.
It's always struck me odd about that. I don't see news punching you in the face. It's
I was
uncharacteristic.
I was furious. Like, it's the moneymaker.
You super failed the
Yeah.
insight check, though.
I
it
know,
probably
it's
wouldn't
just
bother you.
been
It
bugging
wouldn't
me.
bug you.
I want.
Yeah, it wouldn't bug you at all.
You keep mentioning it. Did that really
Oh,
happen?
yeah.
Ogden Boon is such a wispy reed of a man. And I don't know, like, if I had to, like, if looking at them, if I had to guess whose strength score is higher,
Yes.
I don't know, the 3 foot tall goblin or the, yeah, I mean, honestly, like,
Imagine Sword in the Stone
honestly,
Merlin
probably Nuisance
without a
is
beard,
greatest.
like that.
So the Stone Merlin without a beard.
Yeah.
but just cut off his head and just Photoshop on Jeff Goldblum's head, and we're good.
Yeah. Then you got a little wisp of a man. Just
So
Leah, have you had a job?
J-O-B?
Oh, sorry, a job. Oh wait, hold on. Do we have any languages in common?
I think we were talking about what our catalysts were first, right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we were talking about jobs. Boy, it's a whirlwind, a real whirlwind.
So,
Oh man.
sorry, Ogden. I thought J-O-B was some sort of specific catalyst that I just hadn't heard of before.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
It's called Just on Boats, where you grew up just on a boat.
Oh, there it is.
Well, the catalyst for me, I would say, would be my cat.
Haha, cat, a list.
Ah, and she'll like, because he's on the other Kybal, or not Kybal, land turtle, just like air high five.
Baxter casts Psionic Blast on everyone.
Ow, what the fuck?
So, your cat.
Yes, my cat. She's like wearing one of the old cat collars that she has from her cat, and she like gives like a little like jingle. You can hear like a broken bell in there. Just like, I would never have been on this adventure here if it wasn't for my cat. Basically, my cat died when she shouldn't have died, and I tried to get to the bottom of it, and I met this wonderful sport druid, Lexi. And she kind of just goes like a little silent for a minute. And she just like awkward pause, and then she's like, Lexi. Anyhow, she ended up helping me realize that my parents killed my cat because they thought I was spending too much time with it. So, to repay her, I know. Not the best family dynamic. They wanted me to become a healer. I just wanted to play with cats. So I ended up going with Lexi because I was so grateful for her helping her, became a sport druid, and got here along the way.
Why did we pay respects at their graves?
Time heals.
And also, everyone's allowed to have complicated relationships.
Especially with their parents.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh.
You know?
Oh, boy.
Especially fathers.
Oh.
Yeah, we have a lot of daddy issues in this group.
Well, hang on. I know you. I've met your fathers, so I know your daddy issues.
Yeah.
Oh,
You just said yours. Ogden, do you have daddy issues?
Yeah.
I mean, I get that can be a sore subject, so no need to elaborate. I just feel
I've been sitting on something I didn't want to burden you with because he's capable, but
We should move off the ridge, Ogden. There's a much smoother spot just behind you.
Okay.
There you go.
You're like very close to my person. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Bubble,
Okay.
personal
Okay.
bubble,
Well, alternate.
personal bubble.
Okay.
Okay. All
Great.
right.
I'm okay with this.
And I'll just
Great.
throw my foot. All right. Okay. So
This is fine.
About dads.
I'm like holding Ogden to stay so we can stay on. I'm like holding onto his sleeve.
No, my father was you don't have a word for this position, but essentially a demi-mare in out of character. The name of that was Sunspire. Sunspur.
Stone Sun.
Yeah.
Stone Sun?
Stone.
Stone Sun. In Stone Sun, he was a demi-mare, and he was a square-ass politician who wanted to marry a plain person to make a politically correct family. I was, so I was a pawn all my life, and I couldn't make him happy. But he is currently taking a beating in a tournament to the death he's being forced into. So when we've got the time, if we could, go in there, help him out, because my very capable sister needs my help.
Oh, you want us to rescue him?
Kinda.
Oh, okay. I see. All right. From the beginning of the story there.
I don't want him dead.
Okay.
Like,
I couldn't tell if this was like a go, like hurry so we can help him, or hurry so we can get in the audience and get the popcorn kind of deal.
I mean,
a little bit of
maybe
both.
we
Like,
could do
watch
both.
for a bit. We'll watch for a bit, but make sure he doesn't die.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did my mom dirty, so we'll let him get slapped around a bit.
All right. I can respect that. All right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what was your catalyst though?
I don't know.
Probably meeting us.
Well, yeah, no, I'm
Makes
technically
sense.
I'm technically still doing my job. So I am a
Ogden's job is his catalyst. There it is.
well, yeah, I'm
Just not getting paid nearly as well as you probably could be.
Oh no, I'm writing everything down. This will be a great book. They'll sell it in. This is great for cataloging everything we've seen, all the ruins we've gone to. Yeah, a spire that we in the middle of the ocean that crashed down. Oh, I'm gonna write a hell of a book. You guys don't even know the book deal I'm gonna get on this. This is gonna be fantastic.
You're writing a book of everything that's happened.
Oh yeah, I'm compositing it all. I'm making you guys look pretty good.
Great.
What about you, Henry?
Great.
What was your catalyst?
Well, I think we're all fairly familiar. Well, you might not be, but I suppose a recap for the new people. But no. You've told it a couple times. Now it's my turn.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Hey everybody. So apologies for how that episode ended so abruptly. A lot of technical issues we keep having on Wednesday nights regarding my ISP internet service provider and everything. So unfortunately, that's where the episode ends. Hopefully when we pick back up next week with Beneath the Tide, everything's more smooth. It's been an interesting month or so with a lot of technical issues regarding, again, my ISP and a bunch of other stuff. ISP said it might be congestion from the pandemic, but I don't think that's the case. Either way, hopefully we can get it set up and fixed and sorted out soon. Until then, yeah, that's the episode, you guys. So thanks for watching. We'll be back next week with episode 56 of Beneath the Tide.